Hello everyone, welcome to a new video today, and I am working in my traveler's notebook about books. So this is part of my read and review series, but with a caveat. I want to make it clear up front, I'm actually filming this in February because I'm doing Load, which if you've never heard of that, it's Lay Out a Day, and it's through scraphappy.org. And I got roped into it because they used a Harry Potter theme this time. So I had to do it. So I enrolled, I paid the fee, and our first prompt is The Boy Who Lived. And I will be scrapping this as my book for both Load and for this video here. And that is because I listened to a podcast called Mugglecast. It's been on for years and years. It's all about Harry Potter stuff. And they've been doing a reread of Order of the Phoenix. And I've read it many times, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to reread it and go chapter by chapter just like they're doing so I can follow along with them and really dive deeply into every single chapter and what happens and how I feel about it and all of that. So I wanted to make sure I recorded it. So it's worked out very well that they chose a Harry Potter theme as part of Load. So that's what I'm working on today, and here's the photo that I'm going to start with. Because I'm choosing to use a full 4x6 photo on this side, it's not going to leave much room for me to do anything. So I think I'm actually going to start on this side. So I'm going to see if I can find some background paper, at least a little bit, that I can use maybe as a border or use the whole thing, but then put white over it or a journal card for some lines where I can journal. So my first challenge is the right-hand side. I do have tons of Harry Potter themed things. Don't judge me, but I actually have a whole bin of stuff that's just Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, like geeky stuff. So I have a lot. So I have all of this, plus in here, at least a quarter of the stamps in here are Harry Potter related, if not half. Again, don't judge me. So I have lots of things that I can definitely use. All right, so I have a couple of things happening here. In my stash of stuff, I found this tissue paper, but it's got gold foil on it. And I remember I got this, I think, as a gift or something, or in a gift, and I kept it because it made me think of Harry Potter, like the snitch, because it's gold foil. So I kept it. So I have that, and I'm actually going to cut a piece to use as background on this right-hand side here. And then I pulled this journaling card because the cover of this book is very blue. So I figured that would be an okay match. So I will have this as some of the background here, and I'll put this over the top for journaling, and that'll be my start. I have my background adhered, and a couple of things I want to say about using tissue paper in here. Clearly it's not archival safe, it's not archival quality, but don't freak out when I say this. When I use traveler's notebooks like this for my books, I assume I'm only keeping this for a few years and then it's probably going to get tossed. I don't intend to keep these forever, so I'm fine with the fact that this is kind of disposable. It's not going to harm anything for my use anyway. And when you use a trimmer to cut it, if you want even lines, you can totally do it. But what I recommend is when you have the tissue paper on the trimmer, start in the middle. Don't go all the way top to bottom or bottom to top. It's going to rip the paper because it's so thin and delicate. Start in the middle, cut down, go back to the middle, cut up, and then you should be able to do it without any problem. So that's what I did here. And then the other thing is that if you are using a tape runner, similar to what I'm using, you probably are going to see a little bit of the adhesive through it, depending on, you know, how opaque it is. And I'm okay with that. I've sort of just made peace with that's how it's going to be. If you don't like that though, I know that Glue Dots makes vellum adhesive that you could use on here instead, and then you wouldn't see any adhesive through the tissue paper. All right, now I have the photo adhered, and since I wanted to pretty much center that, I didn't want this to be centered as well. So I've done it a little bit more towards the top rather than the bottom. That gives me extra space down here where I can add embellishments, you know, maybe some kind of a title, I don't know, but it gives me options, and then they're not exactly, you know, side by side. So this is what I'm starting with. I still don't know what I'm quite going to do over here, but I have tons of embellishment things that are HP related. I have lots of stickers, so I'll play around with it and see what I can do. When I went into my stuff, I found this. It's a little 2x2 square of Hedwig, and it even has blue in the background and some gold stars, so it matches really well with my color scheme here. So I think I may just kind of overlap it like that. Maybe I don't want these next to each other. It's too much blue on blue, but if I put it over here, I think that looks better. When I was off camera and thinking about what else I want to do with this layout, I was looking out of the blue thinking like, oh, should I add something Ravenclaw? Because that's the house color. And then I remembered, this is the book where we meet Luna Lovegood, who is a Ravenclaw. And Luna is one of my favorite characters. So I've decided to pull out my stamps that have Luna on them. And I am going to stamp her, and I will cut her out. I'll color her in, her outfit and glasses and everything. And then I'll find a place to use her, maybe over here overlapping the book cover. I'm not sure, but I feel like because I love her so much, I need to get her in there. I have colored in my little Luna here, and I realized after the fact I should have used StazOn ink for her. I just did my regular tuxedo black memento, and when I was using the honey color marker here, it did bleed a little bit, so I should have used StazOn. So there's a tip for you: if you're going to color in, use StazOn. It'll probably come out a little bit better. But I think I'm going to put her right there over the JK, so that way you can still see part of the rolling here, but then I can get my Luna in there, and she's near Harry. Now, because I have chosen to put Luna in there and sort of focus on her being part of Order of the Phoenix, I also decided to pull out this stamp set I have, and one of the things that's in here is a Luna saying, "You're just as sane as I am." So I am going to stamp that. I have it ready. I'm going to stamp it right here along the top. Well, look what happened. Mistake. I didn't press hard enough in the middle, and that's what happened. So I've restamped it on a label here, and I'm just going to place that over it at the top. So that shows even if you make a mistake, there's usually a way to fix it. So I'll have to do that. That's a little bit more yellow than it is gold though. So that means I'm going to have to try to find something else for this side that kind of matches this color and then the color of her hair. And it'll be slightly off from the gold tone, but I think it'll still be okay. So I'll attach that, and then I'll figure out what else to add over here. Well, I've been having a hard time trying to find something more yellow to put on this side, but I think I have an idea. I have this card. This was from a digital file set that I bought that's all Harry Potter themed, and I think I'm actually going to cut out this row so that I get the glasses, and one of the things to try as a bonus to include through load on this layout was a lightning bolt, which is there. So I think I'm going to cut that out and see if I can fit it in there somewhere. All right, I have attached that, and I like it. And it leaves me the opportunity to do a visual triangle down here, or having a cluster of 3 things. So I think I'm going to try to find something that I can maybe overlap on this left side here. And I do have all of these Harry Potter themed stickers. So I'm going to look through there and see if something will work. I decided to use the Hogwarts crest and just overlap that. So now I have 3 things down there. And then I actually think up here along the little flag, I'm going to put something that overlaps that as well. And I'm thinking either the broom or the wand. I decided to go with the wand, so I've overlapped it there a little bit. And then I think I am going to add just a little bit of splattering with my Heidi Swap Color Shine in black, just a little bit, because this seems awfully blank down here. So I'll probably just do a little bit here, maybe a little at the top, maybe a little bit on the paper, and then that's it. So here is the layout with a little bit of splattering there, not too much, but just a little bit. And I think this one is done. I'll do my journaling off camera, but I'm really pleased with it. So here's another one done for my read and review and for load in February 2020. Thanks for watching.